Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics, Jitsu. The evil master of martial arts and arch-rival of Fisto comes to the Classics line. Jitsu comes in the standard Masters of the Universe Classics blister card packaging. The back shows off a selection of other figures in the Classics line, as well as gives us a brand new bio for Jitsu. Alright, so let's take a look at the figure outside of his packaging. Jitsu is another one of those figures who I feel has an incredibly awesome face sculpt. He has a very stern look on his face, accented by bushy eyebrows and a scraggly beard. He's definitely a figure who received an update to his vintage look, as his facial features do appear to be a little stylized. Not quite as much as in the 2000X era, but it's definitely a bit further than just being a straight vintage face. His body is the standard male body, featuring the furry trunks and boots. He does have a new armor piece that is colored bright red with a bronzish gold design. Now in the vintage toy line, Jitsu shared the same armor as King Randor, but as you can see, that is not the case in Classics. Another item worth noting is that he does not have that flat ab piece underneath the armor, but instead just has the regular flesh-colored exposed abs, which means that in some poses, Jitsu's stomach does show underneath his armor. Then we come to the part of this figure that Jitsu is known for, his large gold chopping hand. Similar to the large fist we saw on Fisto, this hand has some great detailing, including 4 metallic green gem-like pieces at his knuckles. The hand is painted with a very shiny gold, which is much brighter than the gold that's used on his armor. Now, it's not quite as shiny as that vac metallized version that we have on the vintage figure, but it does still look pretty great.
Yeah! Jitsu! Alright, let's take a closer look at this bad boy. Now, Jitsu here, standard, very basic figure. He uses the same standard buck that we've seen on a lot of our heroic warriors and even the evil warriors here. So it's the same standard buck. So his articulation goes as follows. Head is able to turn left and right, move slightly up and down. You got the same ball joints there at the shoulders, forwards, backwards, swivels at the biceps. You got a swivel at the elbow. You got a swivel at the wrist. You can see here, this is where his golden chopping hand is. It just swivels around, very similar to what we saw with Fisto. It does not appear that this is removable, or at least that it's supposed to be removable. It's not coming off with ease at all. I suppose if you really wanted to get it off, you probably could, but not meant to be a removable piece, it doesn't seem. He's able to move up and down at the torso. You'll notice that he's just got the regular unshirted body under there. It's not colored, so his stomach does show when you kind of move him upwards there, and a lot of his back is showing on the back side. But the articulation still works for the up and down movement just fine. Swivel at the waist. Legs are able to move way outwards, forwards, backwards. You got the softer loincloth, so this dude is perfect for the Wind Raider or Panther or whatever you want to put him in. Maybe a future Night Stalker to have him ride. Huh? You got bends at the knees there, you got swivels at the boots, and you got the standard ankle articulation, which is very tight on Jitsu. The ankles are nice and tight on this guy. No loose ankles here, no balancing issues, which is very great. Now the armor, it's made of that softer material that we've seen all of the armors made of in the past. It does just come apart like all the others, but one thing that's really cool about it is the little latch that hooks the armor on is one of the little decorative red orb things that's all over his armor. So you can see the little peg is what doubles as the little decorative orb. So I thought that was really cool. It's a really kind of ingenious way to work the design into the actual function of the removable armor. And then, of course, as I'm going to show you here in a little bit, he's got all these different weapons, and his armor is made so that you can put all of these little weapons on his back. So it's soft and flexible. You got the little rings there that you can hook those little ninja dagger thingies onto, which I don't know the proper name of, I'm sorry. And then you got the little slit in the middle where his sword can plug into. So when he's not using all his weapons, since you know he's only got one free hand to do that, you can put those right there on his back, and he's ready to go.
Even though Jitsu's right hand is his primary weapon, he also comes with some additional accessories. He includes 2 Kama blades, which are nods to the 2000X action figure. The weapons are all orange with metallic orange blades. Now, since he has one large chopping hand, he can't actually hold both of these weapons at the same time. But he does have a slot on his back where they can be stored when not in use. He also includes his vintage sword, which is updated with some new sculpting and also features that metallic orange blade just like the Kamas. The sword can also be stored on his back by placing the blade in the small slit in his armor that is between the 2 Kama blades. Alright guys, it's comparison time! Here's Jitsu standing alongside his vintage counterpart, showing off those updates to his sculpt and design. And here he is alongside the 2000X action figure, which was a lot more stylized. But you can also see the inspiration for those new Kama Blade weapons. Overall, I'd say that I'm pretty happy with this Jitsu. Now, I do understand he's a different character than Fisto, but since these two characters do seem to go hand in hand, no pun intended, it's hard not to compare them. And I was much more blown away by Fisto than I am Jitsu here. Now, I'm not at all saying that Jitsu is a bad figure, because he's not. I think a lot of folks are going to be very happy with him. He's got a great detailed sculpt and has an awesome assortment of accessories. I do sort of wish, however, that his right hand was that shiny vac metal, just like on the vintage figure, but that's just a personal preference. I do love the colors and the design, and he will definitely make for quite the foe for your Fisto figure to do battle with on your toy shelf. Jitsu will be available on MattyCollector.com on February 15th, 2013, and is part of the Eternian Collectors Club subscription. Until next time...